ما أريد من هذا الشعب إلا أن يزيد في الحمد والشكر إلى الله عز وجل، ويزيد من محبة الوطن، ويزيد من العمل ومضاعفة العمل لما يسعى فيه من خير له وللدولة والأهل. هذا اللي أنا أدوره من الشعب، وربنا إن شاء الله يوفقنا جميعا على ما يحب ويرضى.
Welcome to Peers of Union. Today we'll talk about another success story in our show, and our appeal today is MCT Brattberg Company, which is a high-performance cable and pipe transit company that protects against hazardous substances. Our guest today is the Managing Director, Sony Velukkaran, the Managing Director in the Middle East.
زايد أسسها واليوثن وراها داروا على الدانات 7 أبد إلا دار زايد لا تقرب حماها لا تقرب منازل.
No words when you talk about your leaders, and of course I not even consider UAE as my second home. I would say it's my first home because I have been in this country for more than 24 years. So I'm extremely happy to live here and to have built a career and a family life, all thanks to the rulers, Sheikh Mohammed, Sheikh Hamdan, and whoever leading this country with vision and a lot of love to the people. So there is no words to express my love and regards to the rulers.
Today, our guest is Mr. Sony Velukkaran, Managing Director in the Middle East at MCT Brattberg. We will discuss his professional journey, the company's role in advancing industrial safety, and its vision for the future in the region. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Sony. Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm really good.
And thank you for having me on this show.
Sure. It's our pleasure always to have success stories in the UAE.
Mm-hmm.
First, let's talk about your background. Let's make it personal at the beginning so we can get to know you better, and then we'll talk about the company.
Yep.
So, tell me about your background, your academic, professional life, and your skills that led you to this position.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, and happy to answer these questions. When it comes to personal, it's always happy to say a few words about you. I hail from Kerala, which is a southern state in India, and I moved to UAE by 2004, so it's a long journey. Frankly speaking, this company, what I'm representing now, is into mechanical seals, and it's into kind of engineering stuff, but my background and my qualification is not that. I come from a literature background. I have done my regional language graduations. Then I have done journalism and mass communications. Then later, when I moved to this area, I happened to be in an engineering company in the beginning. So from the literature background became my hobbies and habits. Then I started learning while I was working with many companies in my previous companies. I happened to be the engineering side and the electrical side. So started learning little by bit. Then slowly I took an MBA in operations. So yes, here I am now with the Brattberg AB.
Well, we are really glad to have you here. Let's talk about the company now. We'll talk about MCT Brattberg, which is a globally recognized for cable and pipe transit system. How has the company established itself as a leader in safety critical solutions?
Okay. When I say about Brattberg, there's a lot of episodes we have to shoot, I should say. Brattberg AB is a legacy company based in Sweden, Karlskrona, southern Sweden, and its roots gone back like 1749. So it's a medieval time. So it's a legacy company, a family-oriented company. And forefathers of Brattberg family, Niels Brattberg, who is the one who invented the system, what we are using, and is called as Brattberg MCT. MCT, the word says multi-cable transit. Okay, you can use it as a fire barrier product which will protect you from fire or chemical or gas explosions. So it as I said, it started as a very small garage kind of a company in before 1900s. Then through World War I and II, it paused, and we started.
Wow, that's a long
yeah,
time.
it's a long time. So we started inventing a lot of products which can help the people. So our logo is safety first. Okay, so safety is the first thing we promote. So Niels Brattberg invented the idea of passing the cables and pipes through a system where if there is an explosion on one side, it will not affect the other side. So the name of the company in the beginning was Velukkaran, and slowly it turned to MCT Brattberg. It earned the name MCT Brattberg, and now we have our products. So this will help protecting people in hazardous and non-hazardous environments.
We were talking just behind the scenes about the product and how it actually stops a huge fire from like at the beginning, so it does not like go through like the whole warehouse, for example. And as I understood, it's like used in infrastructure, in vessels, in so many industrial fields.
Yep.
So can you tell me why your product is reliable? Since about when we talk about key solutions, we talk about like everything, but safety solutions, because it's supposed to be used everywhere in the industrial area. So what are the key strengths of your company that makes it reliable for all the other companies? Why would they choose MCT Brattberg?
Exactly. As I was mentioning, the product itself is very sophisticated product, which will protect you completely from an explosion. Okay, now at the environment, if you look at the environment, you can see there is a lot of areas with cables or wires, or explosions can happen in different ways. Like a fire explosion can happen and it can spread. Chemical explosion can happen, it can spread. And there are systems where it is submerged in the sea or in water. And like projects like substation projects, for example, you have a lot of cables and pipes are passing through the substations from a hazardous area to the non-hazardous area, and vice versa. And many of these cables many times are submerged in water. So you have to protect a water leakage or a fire break leakage, explosion breakage. You have to protect people and your environment from all of these. So we have cables and fire barriers and fire stop systems, but our product, why it is getting more sophisticated, the reason is, the product what we are using is called a kind of EPDM rubber. This has a shelf life of around 24 years. And when you pass cables through the system, when there is a fire breakout or a chemical explosion, and the cables start burning, which will produce a lot of smoke and fire, and when this comes and touches our product, this will completely cut off. So you will be completely protected on the other side, whether you are inside a vessel or a submarine or a aircraft or a high-rise building or a substation or even a nuclear power plant.
Wow.
So we have sophisticated products for helping all these environments.
And how do you adapt? Because it's every sector maybe needs different material. Is it the same material, or you use different things to stop the hazards, and depends on the sector that you're dealing with?
We are mainly into two sectors. One is the sea segment, we can say, That includes marine sector and oil and gas sectors. The other sector is purely industrial. So earlier there were two type of products with different approvals. Some products do not need an approval from the ATEX body or from BASIFA. Now these days all our products come under single umbrella. We have approval for each and every segment. So but basically we are using the same frame. The frame can be in stainless steel or mild steel or in galvanized or even in aluminum. And the blocks, the rubber blocks which we use to penetrate the cables are all BASIFA or ATEX approved blocks. So you can say the substance is the same. How we adapt is according to the approvals. For example, for the sea segment or marine segment, you should have certain approvals. For example, DNV approval or Lloyd approval or Bureau Veritas, Marina or Coast Guard approvals. So for such segment, we have all the approvals ready. Brattberg will never compromise on quality and the approvals. If we do not have an approval, you are out of the market. So Brattberg always makes sure that you have all necessary approval for each of these segments. That's how we adapt.
Brattberg is a legacy,
Yes.
as we all understood. So obviously it had so many challenges throughout the years. But let me talk about the challenges in the Middle East. So since we are here, so what were the challenges since you started?
Okay. As a subsidiary, we started in the Middle East by 2024. So you can say we are just 2 years old in Middle East. Before that, we were having a couple of distributors through which we used to distribute our product. So when you talk about the competition, the problems we have faced, the main problem is always like a competition. So if you have a competitive product, then you have to run faster and harder to reach with them, or you have to run before them. So the competitiveness we always take as our major challenge. Then as you know, our product, we completely it's a European manufacturing product, so our all manufacturing facilities in Sweden. So bringing the material from Sweden by air is always a costly process. So to avoid that, we have partnered with Gravity, who is our agent and stockist in Dubai, and we have one more agent and stockist in Abu Dhabi called Acecroft. So what we do now, since our business started growing, so instead of bringing materials by air, we used to bring it by sea shipments, and we have facilities to store it. So competitiveness, I can say, or the availability, as you know, companies like Dry Dock, for example. We have the docking yards, the shipping docking companies. So they need, maybe a ship is docking today and it may sail back in a couple of days. So by the time, if they have to do some maintenance inside the vessel, inside the ship, they have to do it immediately. And we will be getting a notification just a previous day that such a ship is coming and we need the material. So you have to be ready with your solution, ready with your engineering and your design, and with your installation team to give them the support. So these were the, it's common, but
Yeah.
I would say, but yes, we faced some challenges, and I can say 90-95% we have overcome with that. Now our transactions and our business is becoming smooth.
Well, if the challenge is competition, what a nice challenge, because
Of course,
it makes
yes.
you grow. Anyway, it's always a challenge to,
Yes.
to grow, and the competition is what actually makes people bigger.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's talk about the milestones. We just talked about the challenges. Let's talk about the milestones. Having been in the market for a long time now, what are the milestones and achievements in the UAE, let's say, or in the Middle East?
Each, if Brattberg is concerned, I would say we are very strong in the European market and in American market. Now we are quite new in the Middle East market. Still we are catching up. Whenever there is a subsidiary in any of these countries, for example, now we are a new subsidiary in the Middle East. We have a subsidiary especially for KSA and Bahrain. We have a subsidiary in Australia. We have a subsidiary in Singapore. So each of these countries have their own demands. Okay, for example, if UAE is concerned, ADNOC is one of our major buyer. Dry dock is one of our major buyer. So to get seat inside ADNOC to provide your material, you should have an ADNOC approval, which is of course a long process. So the best milestone I would say that is, we have received ADNOC approval. And if you do an import and export, you need ICAS approval. And you need approvals from SIVA or DIVA or from ADWIA or from Abu Dhabi Energy or from Dubai Civil Defense. So approval, as far as I'm concerned, approvals are the best milestones we can have if you are a subsidiary in any of the countries. So we have taken ADNOC approvals and ICAS approvals, and so we have approval from Nama Electricity of Oman. So these are the milestones we have passed through recent years.
Having achieved all of this, what are your plans, your strategic plans for the future to expand and grow?
We are expecting good business from within UAE. Okay, it's already an established business, so more customers are aware with the Brattberg range of products, and they treat us in the first range in quality and in service. So I always believe in quality and service. Without that, you cannot conquer the heart of a customer, a good customer, because you are not doing a deal with a customer a single time. You have to do it continuously, or multiple times. You have to do it in a long term. Then only you have a success story with that customer. This is what we believe. So we do that, and in Qatar, at the moment we have NFE projects, the North Field expansion projects. We have an agent in Qatar, which is handled from our office in the Middle East. We have more expansion plans in African countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Ethiopia, Liberia, and South Africa, of course. And we are eyeing to more shipyards and dry docks, like Nigerian dry docks in Lagos, and Baku shipyard, and Egyptian dry docks or shipyards. So these are our expansion plans. And always, also we are trying to expand into rail networks like Etihad Rails and Dubai Metros, Qatar Metros, Cairo Metro, like that.
We wish you all the luck in these in the achievements and the plans of the future, and we wish to have another interview with you, and let's talk then about the achievements that you hopefully will do, because we celebrate every success story in the UAE. At last, I want you to look at the camera, and we will use this success story to inspire youth. I want you to send the message to everyone who has a dream, a problem facing while going in their dream, someone who has an ambition, all the youth, or even maybe anyone who has a dream. What would you tell them? What your message would be?
So we were talking about MCT Brattberg all this while. So now, yes, some advice I can give to the youth is, okay, whatever you do, get your fundamentals right. That's the first thing you have to do. If you do not get your fundamentals right, you are on the wrong path. So come back and start doing your fundamentals right. Then you have to develop your communication skills, because you may not be coming from a background where you are familiar with what you are going to talk. So, and you will be talking to diversity of people. So communication skills you have to develop, so that, that will be really helpful for you. The major thing I always try to advise my young aspirants is, you learn from your mentors. How long you are working or how long you have been studying, okay, there should have been a mentor for you. Okay, so he will teach you how to go forward. So that's one of the best advice I can give to the young ones. And the final one is, keep your integrity. You have to be trustworthy, you have to be straight, and you have to keep your integrity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sony, and we hope next time we interview you and the company, we are in a bigger place, so many milestones, and we wish you all the luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Peels of Union, and we'll see you next time with another success story in the UAE.